Hey guys, how's it going? In this video here, I'm going to be doing some work to my 2010 Buick LaCrosse. And this engine here is the V6 LLT. So again, I'm going to try to split this video up into several videos to maybe help people out. So in case if they try to find something about this engine, they can find it, because again, I'm gonna do several jobs to this engine. So first of all, I'm going to be changing the drive belt, the idler pulley, and the tensioner. And in order to do that job, I'm gonna have to take off this motor mount bracket. I'm actually had to take off the motor mount. You probably can't see it, but it's right here. I had to take this air box off. And I believe I'm going to have to take off this coolant line here as well. But I'm going to do everything first before I take off this coolant line to make sure I actually need to take that off. And let's see if we can get down in here and see. Yeah, that's the... And another thing, I'm going to actually be putting a new motor mount bracket up here as well, because one of the holes in here, that bracket, that the actual motor mount is attached to the bracket, has been stripped. But the three that's attaching the bracket to the, the three that's attaching the bracket to the motor is fine. All right, so another thing I'm gonna be doing, I've already changed the brakes here in the front of the car, put the power stop brakes, power stop rotor. I'm actually going to change my back brakes as well. That's going to be the last job I'm going to do. I'm going to do all of this up front here in the car first. So here's what I'll be changing on the car here. I have all these parts for all of these in the links in the description here. Oh, I see what's happening here. It's just that light is flickering. I think the light that I have here just doesn't match with the refresh rate. Anyway, I turn that off. This is the drive belt, original part. I think you can see that, made in the USA. Here's the tensioner, part number here, made in Canada with imported parts. Here is the idler pulley, and this here is the part number for that, and that is made in France. Here is I'm not sure what this is made at, maybe in the USA, I guess, I'm not sure. This here is the motor mount bracket that I'm gonna be putting up there. I bought this off eBay. And here's that part number here. I don't know if you could see that good, but that should be 1322775 is that part number. All right, so that said, let me get everything set up here, and I'm gonna begin taking off stuff here, and I'll be back. All right, guys, the first thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take this airbox housing off. So you're going to have 6 of these bolts here, 6 of these hex here. I think they're 25 torque. So you just take these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hex heads out. And when you and then you also want to hook your mass airflow sensor from here. Is 2 Phillips head screws in here. You can just take that off and just move that whole unit to the side without unplugging it. And then you just take a flathead screwdriver and you take this off, and then you can remove this. I like to just take the whole thing off. I'm just going to probably go right here. Go right here. Just go right here and just take this whole piece here off. And then remove this top part of the airbox housing. And once I take this off, I'll show you how to take the bottom part to the airbox housing off. One thing that I noticed, I noticed now, but I didn't notice the first time, make this job a little bit easier. There's 6 little panel holders here. So you take these out and you take this, take this whole black lip right here off. And that way, it just makes it easy so you don't have to kind of pull this back to get access to pull this out properly. So I'm going to just go ahead and take this off. And again, I said 6 of these guys here. Well, I think it's 1, 2, 3. There's a few over there, so you could just find them. All right. Okay, so now that we got that shroud off the front here, as you can see here now, basically here it's just you kind of just pull it and release it from here, here, and from this part here. So basically there's no more bolts holding this down. Just kind of got these little rubber bushings that everything is stuck into, and once you do that, you can pull this bottom part of the box out of the way, and then you'll completely have it out of the way. All right, got the airbox out. Now this here is the actual motor mount. This part here is what's connected to the body via two, right. Let me turn this around here so it won't magnetize to that. You got a 17mm bolt right here and a 17mm bolt right here. That's what's connecting it to the body. Now, this here is 3 17mm bolts that's connected it to the motor mount bracket, which is connected to the bracket, what I believe 3 19 or 20mm bolts. There's one there, there's one there, and it's one, I believe, yes, one right here. Yeah, you can see it right here. 1, 2, and 3. So, and before you do this, you're going to need to take your jack, slide it up under your oil pan. And what I do is take a piece of 2x4 that's probably about 12 inches long or so to distribute the weight more evenly, and just jack it up just snug right to the oil pan. And then you can remove these, because you can't, I don't think you really can remove these correctly without doing that. So, so with that said, I'm going to proceed to do that. And those are the bolts that you take out, and I'll be back shortly. All right, guys, got the motor mount off. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out, let me set this down here somewhere. Sorry about that. Now I got to take out these 3 bolts here. I believe they're 19mm. Let me get one and check it real quick. Gonna let y'all see my tool. Yeah, they're 19mm, maybe even 18. I think they're 19 though. Let's see here. No, 18. They're 18mm. So these 3 here, this one, this guy here, and it's one over right here. My finger's pointed at 3 of those, and then you can take this bracket off. Then you will have access to the idler pulley, the belt tensioner, and the drive belt. So I think that I can get away with not taking off this coolant line, but if I have to, I don't know if you can see down in that, but I'll show you where the petcock is at if I have to take it off, so I can drain the radiator to take this off here. All right, be back here shortly. All right, guys, I'm back here. This is the motor mount I'm taking out, the one that had the stripped hole right here. I don't know if you can really see down in there, but that hole there has been stripped right good. Luckily, this metal here is softer than the bolt, because if you take a look at this, let me set this down over here. All right. If you look at this bolt here, look at this fastener here, I guess if you want to be professional here. Where did it go? If you look at this, see how that metal is inside of the grooves, but the grooves are not harmed. So I'm going to just take my little pick, and I'm going to go through, I'm going to take a pick, and I'm going to just pick all this metal out right here. So that's good to know. That's just for your information. So anyway, now, let me get my little pointer here. Now you have access to your, this is the tensioner here. This here's the idler pulley right here. And obviously this is your drive belt. So now you have complete access here. You can snake everything in here. It might take you a little bit to be able to snake stuff around in here, but you can get a little tool from Harbor Freight, which I think I might have to go get. It's like an extended, just basically a little hand, so you can stick things back in here, but we'll see how that goes. But anyway, this is how you get access to the drive belt, tensioner pulley, and the idler pulley. I'll take these 2 off here. I don't know what size bolts they take, but you should be able to figure it out. That looked like that could be a 15. That looked like that could be maybe a 12mm or so, or something like that. All right, I'll be back shortly. One thing that I forgot to mention, I don't know if you can really see the hole that well, but it's a hole right here. And you take a 1/2 inch ratchet, and you can stick it down in here, and that's how you turn this tensioner to release tension on it. You can use one of those or get you a drive belt tool, and that's what I have here. So I just got me a Gearwrench drive belt tool here, and it's got ratchet in action, and then you can change out these anvils. Sometimes you might see them take 3/8, but in this case, this one here takes a 1/2 inch right in this hole here, and it's pretty amazing because I never would have thought that this would. I thought this might have been a 3/8. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and take this off, get off these, and we'll check it out. All right, so take a look at these two belts here, and you can see the bottom one is a GM replacement. The top belt is just not as thick. I mean, there is reinforcement inside of it as well. You can see by these threads here. And if you even just look at the grooves, I don't know how well you can see as I'm trying to get some light on it, that the grooves here are much wider and deeper than these here. That's come from the original, the actual OE replacement. Plus this right here feels sort of like a fabric. This here feels more like rubber. So this must be an aftermarket belt because it really looks nothing like the GM belt. And if you see, this is an OE belt here. I mean, it has actual reinforced, some reinforcement in it, and it's thicker. And again, this is the actual OE replacement. Again, this is the part number. So, yeah. So anyway, if you want to know the old belt, you know, just you know what your worn belt looks like. First of all, from what I can tell is that you look at the grooves. The grooves looks a bit deep here, and this it looks a bit deep here. And not only do they look a bit deep, let me turn this light off here for a second. Not only do they look a bit deep here, but they also look a bit wide compared to the actual OE belt. And if you bend your belt a little bit, I don't know how well you can see it, but you can see these little micro cracks all in them. And that's probably where your chirping is coming from. But that's why I'm changing, because sometimes in the morning, particularly in the morning time, when I first cut it on, I heard a chirp for about the first like 1 to 2 minutes of the car running. So I'm gonna go ahead and change it out now, and I'm gonna go ahead and change out and put since the car is 10 years old, I'm just looking at it more like it's a maintenance item. So I'm gonna go ahead and change this belt and change my tensioner and my idler pulley. Maybe the belt might be just as good, but hey, it's a fun project for me to do. And if you have the opportunity and the funds to do it, I'd recommend doing it. All right, I'll be back here shortly. All right, I'm back here. I have on the belt tensioner and I have on an idler pulley. The belt tensioner, I forgot to mention this while ago, has 3 fasteners. There's one fastener right here, one right here in the center, and one right here. And they're 13 millimeters, and they get torqued to 19 foot-pounds. Here's the idler fastener here. This gets torqued to 43 foot-pounds. But I have the torque specification for everything in here, including the motor mounts. With that said, you guys take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.